All right, so we got a full house tonight. I got Ron and Cody in the back. Sarah's with me next to me. Really dark on my side. There we go. Now you can see my beautiful face. So we are all here.
Still all dark in the
back. Yeah, I'm not back here.
I know.
This channel is called Michael the Comic Nerd. Clearly, I'm a little narcissistic.
We could throw him out of the car. We outnumber him.
I outnumber him.
Thanks, Ron. I'll wait for you at your car.
And I'll wait for my movie ticket. Boom, baby.
I'm just gonna go take the keys out of the ignition now.
Your next 4 movie tickets, right?
Yep, my next. Well, now 3 now.
Oh,
3 now
3.
because he did purchase this one, so that should cover the cost.
I'll take it.
That should cover the cost after.
We should probably clue them into what we are talking about.
Okay, so we're talking. Look at the title. You know what we were talking about. We're talking about the judge.
No, I was talking about the.
Oh yeah, the bet.
Yes,
Because I lost a bet with Mr. Ron Johnson back here, who just. Yeah, so I lost a bet, an equalizer. Go watch that video if you want to know more. And that's all I have to say about it. So
Next 3 movie tickets on him.
And I'm sorry it's shrouded in mystery and darkness over there. It's poor
all right.
lighting choice. Wes just likes to keep the light off back there.
When I have something important to say, I'll just stick my head out.
That'll work. All right, so...
Wes also likes to be creepy.
Yes, he does. He intentionally does. He knows how to get to my nerves. But anyway, so we're going to talk about the Robert Downey movie and Robert Duvall movie. This is basically Oscar bait.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think we all agree.
Yes.
It's okay. I don't think it's as bad as a Rotten Tomato, but I think there's a line that Robert Downey Jr. says in this movie that kind of describes my feeling about this movie perfectly, which is like, I like you, but I'm bored.
All right.
That's kind of my feelings on this movie.
That being said, this is far from one of the worst movies I've seen this year.
Hardly. Yeah, I mean, there's been so many worse movies. Like, yeah, Cody knows.
Yeah.
Left Behind. This is way better. It needs more
special
Nicolas
kind of
Cage. That's what this movie needs.
And the acting chops being used in this movie are like
top notch.
Oh yeah, I mean,
all over the
most
place.
of them.
It's a very formulaic sort of movie, but in the end, the actors they picked made it interesting.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr., yeah, he gives a great performance because he's Robert Downey Jr. Same with Robert Duvall. No matter what they're in, they're going to get a performance and how bad the writing is.
And good to see Vincent D'Onofrio, who's known for Criminal Intent, Law and Order. He doesn't come out for films very often.
Yes.
Good to see him.
Which one was Vincent D'Onofrio?
Baseball player.
Oh, okay. I thought his performance kind of hit and miss to me. There are a couple moments I thought he's going for the tearjerker moments, but I didn't quite feel it. But
he does have an unorthodox style.
Fair enough.
Say that.
I don't know, it's like one of those things, like, it's way too long. You could have easily shaved 20 minutes out of it. It's way too busy. You got way too many subplots going on. I mean, like I said, the actors carry a majority of it, but I think we were talking on the way back, it's like, you can see all of it coming. Like, there's not,
True.
Although there is one disturbing plot line, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let's just let that one.
I don't know. We kind of have to talk about it.
No, you're saying it's a complex subplot that didn't add anything extra to the movie.
I know, but it's so out there.
All 4 of us grown.
It's true.
It made the whole theater groan.
We're all like, oh my God,
Granted,
we're
the
not
theater
going
wasn't jam-packed. We were maybe, about 4 out of 10 people there.
Give or take, if that.
If that, yes. But this subplot we are alluding to made all of us groan. And...
Okay, I'm just gonna rip off the Band-Aid here. Incest! We're talking about incest.
We as a review team can't get away from it! Why do screenwriters keep using it?
And not only incest in Indiana. Incest in Indiana. Double I.
And the worst part is they knew they were walking straight into it, because when we first meet Incest Lady, he says an incest-free bloodline. He actually says the line about that.
That's true.
I forgot about that line.
That's true. I just remember
I
that.
gotta block
right
that
now.
out of my memory.
When he's sizing her up, he says it.
Yep,
he says it to
straight
her.
up says it.
Wow.
Fuck.
That makes it even worse.
I
I saw that and I tried so hard. I was like, no, this isn't. We're not going here. We're not doing this. And then.
And we are.
I completely forgot that was one of the things that he said. I just remember the last thing he said when he was sizing her up, and the wetter you get, the better you look. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God.
and what I love about that is the end of that sentence. He's like, "The better you get, the better you look. You'll go far." Okay.
Yeah.
That's just the ice. That's a cherry on top.
It just keeps getting worse and worse because then you realize that he has in fact made out and gotten very close, if not to the point of sex, with the girl's father watching.
Oh man!
God!
Man!
Damn it!
Why'd you have to do me like that?
You were right. It is Hitchcock. Voyeurism was one of his motifs.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Oh my God.
Film school.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, should I start with the rest of the
I
movie?
thought I'd have to add that tiny piece there.
Yeah, I took a
thank
Hitchcock
you.
class.
Thank you.
So, yeah, that happened. Fuck. All right, so... Yeah, the rest of the movie.
Let's do roulette because I got a lot to say. I got like two sides of the coin. So I'll wait patiently.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So poking my head into the light. So as we all four agree, definitely Oscar bait.
Yes.
Definitely is what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would it succeed?
No.
I'm not sure about that. There's some brilliant moments in the film, punctuated by some moments that don't go anywhere, but then also, again, punctuated by some more brilliant moments. So I'm of two minds on this. Now, if it were to win an Oscar, this would definitely be the first Oscar movie of its kind of this era. This is not the older kind of Oscar type of movie that would normally win. It's actually quite a bit more truthful, almost truthful to the point of painstaking, arduous
Detriment?
Yes, detriment. And so it's a little for an Oscar to actually get the trophy, you got to get almost there and then pull it back. I don't think this film pulls back enough at the right time. Does that make sense?
Well, if we're thinking about going back to the incest thing, no.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. So that's what keeps it from being there. Now, again, the acting performances, they definitely lined it up like a who's who, all-star, we need to win the Oscar type of thing.
A-list white cast.
A-list white cast, true. Very, yes, punctuated again by hardly anyone of color.
Yes.
Which is very, it's questionable.
And one of the few characters, minor character, by the way, who was of color, Robert Duvall could not remember his name.
And then the other one was the convenience store clerk who spoke with a very specific dialect when compared to other people in the film.
True.
Yes.
Did anyone else get a How to Kill a Mockingbird vibe from that?
Although I will,
a little.
Although it was a Mockingbird vibe, but
Yes.
I will say this.
And they actually reference the
Atticus Finch.
yes.
True. Now, personal experience, knowing people from the region, there actually is a discrepancy in between dialect between white people and black people who live in the same state. They're in different places and almost different worlds. So that's kind of acceptable, but I see what you went with there. I see what you went with there as well. Now, the acting is not in question, I don't think.
No.
Some solid performances, and you can also see some rookies in there, but they're making valiant efforts.
We're all agreed that the acting is the shining aspect of this movie.
Now here's why it is definitely going to fail and not win the Oscar, in my opinion.
I hope so.
The technical production is off kilter.
Yeah,
it's completely off kilter.
We all noticed it.
Yes.
I mean, it was like, even, like, I admit my eyes aren't great to that all the time, but it was like, this is obviously fake.
Like it seems like production stopped and they completely changed the crew. Like the editors and the special effects supervisor got replaced.
I'm fine.
But yeah, it looks like the team got replaced, and like half the movie looks one way and the other half looks completely different, and there are lighting issues that only rookies would make. And things like that.
The color scheme choices, there's a stark difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like, in some points, it's just needless CGI. Like, there's a part at the very beginning where Robert Downey Jr. starts driving back to his old hometown to go see his father, whose wife just died. So his mother just died. Long story short. And there's a part where he's driving through the cornfield, and then a pant zooms out, and it's so obviously bad CGI that looks like it came out of a Geico commercial.
Now,
Even his car looks CGI, and
It
you
does.
obviously have a
you can see
vehicle.
it because the texture just peels itself away, and you could see that it's matte and it's all nasty looking.
Yeah, it just looks like a
And,
bad Atari
I'm
cartoon.
just saying, we live in the United States. We make a lot of corn here. Can you not find a cornfield, please?
Well, here's what they're thinking. You put your producer hat on, and it's like to get a crane shot plus helicopter shot and composite the two costs way more than to do a CG shot and just hand it to somebody. So I see what they're going with there, but again, it looks like rookie stuff. It looks like if you absolutely feel the need to do that, you got to find somebody who can make it look realer than that.
I'm guessing all based off of what you just said. I'm guessing all the budget went to paying the actors' fees.
I'm sure.
And that
I'm sure.
explains why the scenes that are more well composed are the ones that have the actors in
Yeah.
greater
Yeah.
prominence. Like the courtroom scenes that are very key, the emotional father-son scenes, those ones they put the money into.
Yes.
And the rest, they just didn't.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they probably used 3 units for this, and 2 of them were not up to snuff.
Yeah, like here's my main problem with the movie in this case. It's just the fact that it's got the same problem I had. This is where I left you. We talked about that one a couple weeks ago. Where just like they're trying to do too much in movie because they have all the cliches. You have the brother who's mentally handicapped. You have the other brother who could have had a career but got stopped short. You have the father's son conflict. You have the court cases. You have the evil Billy Bob Thornton lawyer.
except here's the thing. He's the hero.
He is.
But
Yeah.
he's the
But
hero.
they play him like the
But,
villain.
yeah, but you don't want him to win. It's interesting, isn't it?
And
He is the hero, though.
and further spoilers. He kind of half wins.
He kind of halfway.
Yeah, even then you saw that coming. As soon as they brought him
Yeah.
second in charge, like, okay, no one's gonna get a guilty verdict.
Right.
And then even
the
then
hero
they
of
have
the
the
town.
you have the unnecessary romance subplot. You have the
Yes.
thing with the
Yeah,
niece.
It's too much. It's too
It's
much.
they're just it's trying to have your cake and eat it too. It's just like if
Oh,
it
and
was
then we have
just
the divorce plot.
Oh, I
It's-
forgot about the
it's
divorce plot.
suddenly over there because
Yes.
the custody battle
yeah,
that's happening
but his
over here.
daughter was adorable.
I know.
was.
The little girl was
Very
freaking
cute.
adorable.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit.
Beautiful child actress.
But also, shall we point out the divorce storyline? Sarah Lancaster. We talked about her in the last
Yeah, it's
video.
I don't know, man.
She should play
I don't
Wonder
know.
Woman. I'm telling you.
I don't know,
She's
man.
got Wonder Woman written all over. At least Linda Carter Wonder Woman. She has written all over.
Fair enough. I'll agree on that one.
And in this film, we only see
See her
her
for like 5 minutes.
if
Right.
that.
Yeah, and then she doesn't appear for any point in the movie. It's just
No.
one of so many subplots. It's Oscar bait. It's trying to get all the emotional heartstrings together and trying to tug on them one by one. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the spoiler alert: the judge has cancer too. Does pull that
Right.
one too? So it's like
and it's stage 4.
because of course it is.
Of course it is.
And it's
right.
colon cancer, so we're definitely
and
gonna
and
be
he
dead.
and he sits up, talks, and moves pretty well for somebody with stage 4
And he's
cancer.
gone through that much chemo. He's
Yeah.
looking pretty good for that much
Looking
chemo.
pretty good.
Seriously.
And still working.
And still,
And
Because they definitely are gonna let him keep working.
Right.
well, to be fair, he kept it a secret.
But his doctor is pretty much under legal obligation to
Yeah,
not
a
let
little-
him.
I know.
bit,
You can't let him,
yeah.
especially in matters of the law, right? But in a town like Indiana where you can sleep with your brother's daughter, it can happen. It can happen to you.
you know, we actually have been fairly lucky with incest this year compared to last year.
Compared to last year, we have
Yeah, like
been,
5
been
instances of
golden.
incest we had to talk about.
Yes.
Well, why is that a running theme? Do you think? Why is that?
I don't.
Because screenwriters keep on including it in their scripts.
Game of Thrones.
Because it's edgy.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones, it's like a mark of shame. It's not something they want to talk about. It's there, but it's used as a device to for leverage. Right?
Yeah.
It's not like out in the open, let's just talk about it openly for 20, 30 minutes. Right? Like
Not yet. We haven't got that
like-
episode yet.
you know, like you don't have the episode like, yes, I fucked my brother and I did it this way and that way. And this is how many kids we have. And no, Game of Thrones is like you say, you slept with your brother, didn't you? She turns away. And then it cuts to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like Yeah. You know?
Even then, the movie kind of acts like if we don't bring it up again, it didn't happen. It's like, it's like saying it's not gay if you don't make eye contact.
It's like,
you know?
holy shit.
And every scene between unintentional love interest and Robert Downey Jr.
Just
is
really
so awkward. You can't.
Yeah, man.
It's like you just didn't need that. I mean, I really like the actress who played the love interest too.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah, she's
saw
good.
Up in the Air. I love Up in the Air. It's a great movie, but it's like, oh my God, she just did not need to be here. This movie did not need love interest.
And
Even if she was there, if we would have gotten rid of her daughter, I could have tolerated love interest. She was there for no other point than to be screwed by her uncle and then make the most awkward car ride in.
okay, and the worst
It was
part
so
about
bad.
this is that it's so busy. There's so many stories, and 98% of them do not get solved or resolved in any way. Mm-hmm. They don't.
Yeah.
They just move on, and it's like, oh, he's going to jail. Oh, he's out of jail. Oh, he's dead. And
Spoiler.
hey, I thought that's what you do here.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
thought
gonna be
that's
crap.
what
I'll
you
give you
do.
crap.
And after the father's funeral, it is heavily alluded to that Robert Downey Jr.'s character will stay in his hometown and
Become the new
judge.
judge.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of okay with that. I'd love to see that sequel.
Yeah, which is okay. I'd be cool with
Although
it.
to steal a joke from an old 90s show, if a lawyer wants to become a judge, they have to suck up to a governor. So
There you go. So what is it? Is it the governor next? Is it like Robert Downey Jr.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He blackmails the judge because the judge has his own incest plot, and then he becomes the new judge, or what? I don't know.
You've gone too far, Iron Man.
Yeah. Wow.
well, if it's Arnold, wouldn't he freeze Iron Man?
Oh
Yeah.
God,
So-
no.
Let's not.
We don't
no.
talk about that.
Sorry.
Let's go Terminator. We'll go that way.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Sorry.
What killed the dinosaurs? Iron Man.
I was trying to keep it in a comic book joke theme.
We don't talk about Batman and Robin.
I definitely own the DVD of that.
Oh wow.
I have it on VHS.
Get to the courtroom. Ow.
I saw it in the theater with my dad.
Stallone's the other attorney.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like a continuance.
He's the judge.
Yeah.
Just like me, I'm good.
Like, we don't
Hey,
need
objection!
We don't need a judge. I am the law.
Oh God. Well, this is all prequel to Dredd.
Yeah. It's a prequel sequel. You know?
The good Dredd, just called Dredd, not Judge Dredd, that piece of crap. The much better one with the Bones from Star Trek, the new one.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Dude, he was just in Almost Human.
I heard that
Yeah.
the new one got good reviews. Just
The new Dredd is awesome.
okay.
Okay, but anyway.
I still need to see it, but tangents aside, yes, there are flaws with this movie. The performances are top notch, though.
Oh yeah, like of course Robert Downey Jr. is Robert Downey Jr. He's at his peak right now.
Yes.
So it's one of those things. Anything he turns in is gonna be fantastic.
Well, at second peak, because
Oh, that's right, 'cause he has the
few
Charlie-
people remember
yeah, the
80s and
Charlie Chaplin,
90s. Robert Downey Jr. almost became a go-to guy, but if it wasn't for his alcohol and his drug habit, you know, he would have been way higher on the A list way earlier on. You know,
Yep.
but
Yes.
this is his second win. This is his comeback, and he's just as good as he was then. You know, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. It was a valiant attempt. You can tell he's completely invested. Everybody who's has generous screen time is completely invested. It's just these storylines don't make sense, and no matter how hard they try to make them make sense, it just doesn't work.
Like if it was just about the courtroom drama, like if it was just Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. and that was it, this would have been a much better movie.
Agreed.
And it would have been a shorter movie too.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie did
Which
not.
would have made it better.
And you just wanted to be like, can we be done now? Can we?
That's how I felt towards the end.
I don't know. I don't know. Like you say, it's Oscar bait. I think it's popcorn bait. For me, like there were some boring points, but for the most part, I want to see what happens. I'm disappointed at the end because none of it gets resolved.
I'm more just like
You
for
know?
me. I got to the point. It's like, okay, can we wrap this up now? Because I feel
Really?
like to me, that's where I was getting towards the end. Because like this was 2.5 hours long. It did not need to be that long.
That's
it
true.
did not.
I thought it was going to be like 1 minute and 40.
No, this
person.
thing's like
Or
this thing's
an hour
a
and 40,
long
sorry.
fucking movie. I mean,
Yeah, a minute and 40. Was it? Guilty. Roll the credits. Right? My bad.
it's just Robert Downey Jr. sitting there. I'm gonna pull the truth out of your ass like tree sap.
He's like, okay, I'll go guilty. Boom.
Movie over.
Roll the credits.
Yeah.
There we go, Hollywood. Eat your heart out. All right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I get interested. Like, whenever there's a new storyline added, I get interested, but then it stretches out.
It just doesn't go anywhere.
And it stretches out. And,
Also, even
you know,
with his original problem with divorce, I see no reason why we needed any backstory on the fact he was getting divorced. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
That his wife
No.
had an affair. Like,
yeah,
did we
their
need
little
any of that?
their little exchange I think mattered. The little fight before he gets in the car and
Yes.
leaves, and you get a little bit there, but it did not need to be mentioned ever again.
No.
It really didn't, because it didn't add anything. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. he's not the type of character where you can just say a little thing and piss him off. So even when he takes the dig at him for his wife, it's like it goes away in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It doesn't.
like-
he doesn't stay fixated on it.
Like, again, just like you just don't need it. And Ori's such an overly complex movie, and it's if it, even like I said, just keep it simple. Like, if you want to add the cancer thing, that would be fine in that case, because the movie's simplistic enough as it is. Because there was that good scene when Robert Downey Jr. finds his father in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
yes.
And that was a really good scene.
And that's what I
It
mean
was.
that's what I mean by the truthful nature of this piece. It didn't leave anything to the imagination. When somebody has cancer, when you're dealing with somebody who's dying slowly, they showed everything.
And that
They
was
did.
great. Like,
It
if they did
was.
more of that, this would have been a much better movie. But no,
Right.
we gotta go to the autistic son and his video project. His dad gets mad at him, which
well, to
leads
me-
to conflict on that. It's just like, you don't
to
need
me,
that.
there was just enough of the illness that was necessary. They could have added other things that made sense, but I think that illness is about as much as the audience could take, because that
Probably,
part was pretty
yes.
bad.
Yes.
True.
It was
yeah.
pretty bad. I don't think you could show any more than that.
I guess I see your point on that. My point is, like, if the focus is more on them dealing with that,
Yeah.
or, like they would like.
But
Even like the grieving of the mother barely ever comes up too. That's what starts this whole thing
They
too.
picked the wrong stories to flesh out.
and again,
Yeah.
how much of the cancer drama could they focus on, since Robert Duvall's character was trying to keep it a secret?
Right.
I don't know.
right.
You can do a lot of work with it. I mean, like, look at like 50-50. That was a comedy drama. That was a great movie.
Yeah, but he wasn't trying. That character in 50-50 wasn't trying to keep his condition a secret.
That's true.
He was just trying to live with it. In this, Robert Duvall's character was trying to keep it a secret because he didn't want people to know he had cancer. So how much could that plot
Well, yeah,
line
it was-
be openly explored?
It would ruin his entire
I
credibility.
don't, you could still explore that though. You could explore how keeping it secret affects his family and stuff
You could
like
have
that.
added a couple more clues here and there, rather than him going to the bar or opening up the window and jumping up on the roof and all that. You could have had more clues.
Yes.
You know, you could have.
But-
You could have strung it along a little more.
Yes, there could have been more clues. I'm just saying that if the character who has cancer didn't want his cancer, or his condition rather, to be known, how much drama or how much visualized dramatization on screen could you show
I don't know. I think you can get away with quite a lot.
if the character doesn't want people to know?
I think you can get away with quite a lot with it. I mean, if you're going from that angle, you could easily just explore out like how hiding it affects people around him, or how people start to notice it and stuff like that. There's still a lot of ground you can cover with that.
True.
And it's one of those things. I'm not sure it's an excuse not to do it. It's more just an excuse why they feel like they had to jam so much into this thing. Because like you have two fantastic actors, Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall. Let them have at it.
And they're totally, what's so beautiful about their performance is that even though they're confrontational in the scene, as actors, as humans, they're not sparring. They're not trying to one-up each other. They're completely devoted to their characters.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good. That's what makes their confrontations on screen even more brilliant.
As performance
You know?
artists, they're equals in this.
Yes.
They really are.
Yes.
They
they're
do not
Yeah, oh,
try
yeah.
and outdo in the slightest.
absolutely.
And it's like, and they work really well off each other. And like
They
the
do.
scenes that involve just two of them are great, and it's like they have great chemistry.
I genuinely believed that these two people that they were portraying were related.
Exactly.
I mean,
Have a lot of
they're
strife that you would see in an actual family between two people like that. It was kind of fantastic to watch just those two guys in those situations.
Yeah.
Because they both have very strong personalities. And
And that's why I say it's popcorn bait. When they're on screen, which they are most of the time, I can't help but watch.
Which is like why I like the second half more than the first half, because like
I don't even care what they're talking about.
Towards the second half, all the side characters got shoved out, at least until the third act.
Yes.
That's true.
And like just them, I was fine with that. Like even I have like Drax Shepard, I think his name is, playing like the Indianapolis attorney.
Dax.
Oh yeah.
That's close.
Okay. Throw up man.
Yeah, throw up man.
There's so much
that's his
bodily fluid
superpower.
in this movie.
Yeah,
It is.
superpower.
There's vomit. There's feces.
There's more vomit and some more vomit.
and
urine.
yes, urine in the
Oh,
opening
the
scene.
opening
Yes.
scene, he pees on the homeboy. Like wow. And I bet you that guy was thrilled. He was like, Robert Downey Jr.'s gonna pee on me? Awesome.
Spit, blood. We're just
We were talking incest, man. We don't need any more weird fetishes.
we're just missing sweat and snot.
Yeah, no, you ever seen YouTube, the truthful trailers? Spit,
honest
blood,
trailer.
urine, bodily fluid, and incest. Go see the judge.
You mean honest trailers?
Yeah, honest trailers. Or whatever.
I fucking love honest trailers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wow.
Like, that's
How are you gonna push this movie?
It's like you see that one for Dark Souls they just released like earlier this week.
I didn't, no.
It's like honest game trailers. So some people play games for fun, others play to relax. Some people just like the game stuff. Fuck them until they love it.
Such a good way of describing that game.
I haven't played any of the Dark Souls games,
gosh.
but I've heard the difficulty is legendary.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
I think one of the
Difficulty is
descriptions they had on there was like, it's difficult in the way that breaking a brick with your flaccid penis is difficult.
Wow.
As opposed to your hard penis. Right? Same difference. Same difference.
Okay, we're really
Man,
off
we're talking
topic.
about incest. Fuck it.
And
Fuck
bodily
it.
fluids.
Exactly.
So might as well
Fuck
just
it.
keep
We'll talk
going.
about breaking bricks with your penis. Fuck it. Fuck it.
So far, I'm on 49. What do you want?
Exactly.
I seem to be at a disadvantage in this conversation.
See?
Likewise.
Exactly.
I think that's probably best.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's a rare challenge. I mean, in Canada once a year.
It's right next to the Burning Man.
You ever see that? You know the first song in Frozen about the people pulling ice? What do you think
Yes.
it's based on?
Horrible. Horrible.
I'm gonna burn to special hell. I know, but
Just for a penis joke?
I don't know. No, I've said a lot worse.
How many
things.
people are you? How many people are ahead in line in hell
Let's,
ahead of you?
let's see. Let's see. How many jokes has Grant made? Not as much as I have. Yeah, I'm probably closer to the front because I've said a lot worse things than this.
Well, there you go.
And one West won't.
Don't let me forget.
Yes.
Yes, that's a story. Yeah. You'll go watch the Vampire Academy review. So, yeah. Does anyone else have anything to add to that? Really?
Nope.
No,
Nothing.
I mean, I think without giving away a description of every scene, I think we pretty much summed it up that there's a lot of unnecessary subplots. It's too long, but the performances are top notch.
Yep. And I think the people who put it together were banking on the fact that you wanted to see these performers perform. So they were a little generous with their screen time. That's being diplomatic.
Yes.
That's being diplomatic.
It was pretty much so those two in a movie together with
Yeah.
unnecessary subplots.
And that's what it should have been. Yeah, but anyway.
Right, but long story short, I think the things that it does well, it does definitely well.
Agreed.
But the things that it does wrong are obvious, they're glaring, and it will keep it from taking home the gold. I
They do
believe.
detract from
Yeah.
some of the really incredible pieces. There's the scene in a courthouse where the lighting on the characters is absolutely spectacular. I'm a photographer, so lighting's my thing. And it's beautiful and well done, and you can't help but kind of just sit there and stare and go, wow, not only is the acting great, the whole thing is great, and then there's just these moments.
And then you're in the sheriff's office, and the light is horrible.
Yes.
And it's like
you feel like you got
Even
punched
I
in the
noticed that.
kidney.
I barely
It's
ever noticed
really
lighting.
hard.
And then they cut to, or sometimes I notice that even in a beautifully lit scene, they'll do the cutaway, and the cutaway is garbage. You know what I mean? And it's like, what happened?
And then we have the Geico commercial CGI.
Yeah. And like I said, producer hat on. Probably that's what happened.
Yeah.
They're probably like, hey, this is one of the last shots we got to do. Can we just CG this out? Because we're gonna have to pay for the helicopter guy to fly the helicopter, and then the cameraman to sit up there, and then the insurance for the cameraman to sit up there in case he falls, and then the crane guys and the moving track shot guys in a truck right next to the car that's driving, shooting the thing. I'm sorry if I'm killing movie making for you, but this is actually how they do it. And yeah. It's just too much.
You're making children cry, Ron.
Hey, I'm just saying now that I have a different perspective because I'm inside now, and you see all the associated costs with what goes on. You know, it probably wasn't worth it.
If I were to rate this film on a scale of 1 to 10, I would, if it wasn't for incest popping its ugly head up again, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I'll go 6.5 just because the performances were so strong.
Fair enough.
I'll say 6.5, but yes, it just killed it. It didn't need to be there. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
And I won't ever watch it again because of that. Like
Yes.
I've seen, this should be the kind of movie, like I don't know, let me make an example. Runaway Jury. I swear by that movie. I love that movie. Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, John Cusack, love it. I own the DVD to this day, widescreen version. I play it like every 6 months. I love it that much.
Nice.
This should be one of those movies that I buy and keep, but it's not gonna be.
No.
It's not gonna be.
It's kind of like running the hurdles and watching this really, really beautiful performance, and then about every 5th hurdle, the person just whacks themselves on the leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just keeps continually doing that.
And because of their strength and perseverance, you watch them go all the way.
Exactly.
But you really don't want to.
Nope.
It's like driving down a smooth road and then you hit a snapping turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
No brake marks.
no break mark.
A reference to one of the courtroom scenes. I'm guessing eventually you'll be able to YouTube individual scenes.
More than likely. It's
from
not
this.
that important. It can't.
It really
Yeah.
isn't. Yeah, I mean, like, if you watch the Oscars and you see the clips that they show when they're announcing the awards or whatever, the nominated people, that's all you need to see of the movie.
Basically.
All the cuts that they show with all the people doing their best shit, that's all you want to see anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. So I guess move on to trailers then.
Which we got a lot of.
Yeah, we usually get a lot over here. So first one we got was Men, Women, and Children. That's the new one from the director of Up in the Air.
And
Which is Ivan Reitman's son, by the way. May I put that out there?
And
All right.
it had
You may, I'll allow it. Overruled, Ron.
Well, I just think it's important because people should know, how Hollywood is connected. You know what I mean?
Objection, argumentative.
Ivan Reitman, producer, director for 20, 30 years. His son comes up doing films. You should know this.
Yeah, I know.
You should know this.
Miyazaki did a couple years, like last year or so.
So this is the one with Jennifer Garner as the...
Adam Sandler.
Yes, Adam Sandler.
That was him?
Yeah, it was Adam Sandler.
That was
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
I did not recognize
I'm curious
him.
to see how he'll do in that. I'm
Wow.
not sure.
That completely went over my head.
I'm conflicted because when Adam Sandler actually tries, he's not a bad actor. But
True.
I hate him so much that it's really
And,
kind of hard to justify it.
I think this is the trailer that also had Hank from Breaking Bad in it.
Yep, he was in there too.
Okay.
It's made for this. I really like Up in the Air. I think it's a great movie. I like Juno too, even though that one's a bit more dated than it was when it first was released.
Yes,
But
it hasn't aged as well as
I don't know.
had
I've
hoped.
read some reviews since this. I think it's premiered at Sundance, and it's kind of said like it tried to cover too much ground, kind of like what this movie did.
And
That seems to be a common problem for a lot of movies this year.
Like I was trying to cover like social media stuff, and I guess
Yeah.
it's tried to do
Yeah,
too much.
I know nothing about the film, but I agree with you already. Just by looking at the trailer, it looks like the concept is a bit overblown, and it looks like it's all over the place.
There seems like there's too many people that you're trying to focus on. In the trailer, I had a hard time distinguishing who I was supposed to be following this movie through.
Same
Right.
here.
I just know as the guy from The Fault in Our Stars still talking about the universe, and that made me mad because
Typecasting!
because I don't know about the rest of you. I hated A Fault in Our Stars. I really truly
Never
hated
saw
it.
it.
I never.
I didn't
saw it.
bother seeing it.
I hated it. Amber liked it. I hated it so much.
I heard the book was awful, so I just didn't bother.
And it was all because of him. I was fine with everyone else. I hated his character so much, and he's so much with that Dredd. I'm gonna go on a rant again. I gotta stop now. So yeah.
So that was the first trailer we got.
Then we got Unbroken again. This is like the third time I've gotten this trailer. Cody, you and I have already talked about it a bit. So.
Unbroken, for my first time seeing it. I love sports stories. I love biopics. I do
too.
I think Lou Brock is an excellent person to do it on because he's very untouched in the realm of history. We do focus on runners like Michael Johnson, Carl Lewis, that kind of stuff. We forget who kind of pioneered that whole thing. Lou Brock is definitely up there, and I would like to see his story.
Me too.
I'm not sure, because I don't know much about him, I'm not sure how accurate it is. I guess I'm sure we'll find out as time goes on.
I mean, it looks interesting.
It does.
It really does.
And it looks very dramatic, so I'd be interested in seeing it.
I mean, I'm always worried about trailers that have the slowly rising music, you know, and at any point it's like the kind of like the Jurassic Park, the da da da.
Also, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to juxtaposition his life as an athlete into being in a POW camp. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how you make that transition successfully.
I'm worried about the pacing in that movie.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It seems like two different movies because in the trailer, both halves of his life get fairly equal time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a long trailer. Yeah.
And
It is.
it's probably from another very long movie.
I just know like looks like a scrawny little guy has bigger balls than I do. So that's
Well, yeah.
on that alone, props.
Lou Brock is like Wu-Tang. Lou Brock ain't nothing to fuck with. Apparently, in his era, he was God's gift to running. Okay. He was that fucking good. So
Impressive.
yeah.
I mean, like, Cody, you and I were talking about this last time, where it's like he's clearly just like kind of like little skinny dude, just going, "Hit me!"
Yeah.
It's
like
one of
he's
my
fucking
favorite
Batman.
things I have ever seen in a trailer. Like that.
I
part
know,
of the
that's what got
trailer,
me
I
too.
could just watch again.
I'm sure that'll turn into a internet GIF somewhere.
More than
Just
likely.
him all, hammer!
Just have Batman going, "Swear to me!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hit me!"
Hey, have them yell at one another.
I know. Have them both cut away and have him do it. That's hilarious.
All right.
Create it, internet.
And then we got what's that comedian's name?
Kevin Hart,
Kevin Hart movie.
Kevin Hart.
The Wedding Rainer.
who I know I will get will get
yeah.
flack for. Apparently his stand-ups are hilarious, and I cannot say anything about them because I have never even seen one. I know I would probably be excommunicated from the black community for saying this, but I've never seen Kevin Hart. His films, however,
Terrible.
kind of overrated. Kind of
Most of his
overrated
movies
from
are
what I
pretty
can
bad.
see.
Yeah.
I won't say anything about his stand-up. I know that's beloved, and I can't speak about it because I haven't seen it. But his films, a little overrated. I think he's the flavor of the month in Hollywood right now. I think they're kind of putting him up on a pedestal just so they can yank him down later. But yeah, I mean,
Now I'm
it
kind
is
of with
what it
you.
is.
Like I've seen some of Kevin Hart's stand-up. It's pretty funny, but like its live action
Okay.
stuff is pretty much crap.
Well,
and it's like I've heard
that's what
that.
it looks like to me.
I mean, like I've heard that sometimes like they kind of allow him to do more of his own thing to be pretty funny, but it's mostly just a script's problem. But
It seems like it's like the archetype that Eddie Murphy created, except Eddie Murphy wasn't an archetype when he did it.
Yeah.
It's the comedian in a can. kind of fucking thing. You know, it's like, oh look, this guy that you like on his own special, we put him in the movie. Here it is. You
apparently
know?
he's working for Adam Sandler just because of a deal on Netflix. I'm still mad about.
Yeah, comedian in a can, bro. I'm telling you, it's the future.
But anyway, which one was this one? Before I go to sleep, which one was that one?
Oh, the
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, that was
oh.
First Dates, but serious.
Yeah.
yes.
I heard him say that too.
And it's going to come out on Halloween, and it looks
Which-
genuinely scary.
Yeah, but it doesn't look Halloween scary.
No,
No.
It looks like rainy
I like
day in
thrillers,
November
though.
scary. It doesn't look like
As long as I have any steroid jokes, I'll be happy.
right. But yeah, it does look like some interesting stuff. I mean, I could do without seeing Nicole Kidman naked every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, okay, come on, dude. She's like old enough to be your mom. You understand that, right? Give me a break here. Give me a break here.
I'm not gonna go there.
I mean, also the way that it's depicted, and it lends nothing to the film. It was
no,
obviously
you're right.
there.
I do agree.
It was obviously there just to show it off, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not with that.
No, I really like the actor. What's this guy's name? The guy who's in the King's Speech?
Colin Firth.
Colin Firth.
Firth,
Yeah, no, I
yes.
love him. So I was like, any
Yeah.
movie he's in, I'll give it a chance. I can't wait for that spy movie he's got coming up in a couple months.
Which one is it? What
I
is
think it's called like The Gentleman's Club or something like that.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love spy movies.
It's like a spy action movie kind of thing. Looks like they're trying to go for like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen if it was done well kind of thing.
Well.
Sounds like fun.
Let's see if they can. The last one didn't go so well.
No, it did
No,
not.
it didn't.
That review will be coming up in a couple months, hopefully. So, and then we got Focus.
Okay, Focus.
Oh, the Will Smith movie. That's
Yeah,
it.
Yes.
interesting topic. You can tell that Will Smith is trying to turn over a new leaf here. He's trying to do something
After Earth. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to do something new.
He's trying to put out Oscar bait again.
It looks
no,
kinda, it looks more like he's going.
it looks to me like he's trying to fill the gap of the market of the Ocean's 11 crowd.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah.
I can see that.
and seeing as how and this is a direct result of films like Now You See Me getting greenlit a sequel.
Fuck that movie.
What?
I did not like Now You See Me.
That's a whole nother video. I'm gonna get the truth out of this man like tree sap.
Well,
Pull the
you
truth
can-
out of my ass.
You can go back and watch our review of Now You See Me.
I will read that and I will watch it. I will transcribe it and I will do another video rebutting you. All right, because that film, there's so many things about that film is good. But besides the film, all right. But
disagree.
but Will Smith, you can tell as a businessman, it's obviously his production. He's trying to fill the gap in the market for your caper film, which
Yes.
hasn't come out in a few years, and everybody's like, "Where's our caper films?" And he's like, "Boom, here's your caper film."
And now it's got the girl
Right.
from Wolf of Wall Street in there. If she can con Leonardo DiCaprio, she can con anybody. So,
True that. But
making her way up the Hollywood chain.
But
That's not Will
but
Smith.
you start to see Will Smith maybe kind of developing some chops, but still not there. I mean,
I kind of like
that's off
seeing Will
initial
Smith go
reaction.
back to more of his more charming roots. Like,
You think so?
I kind of like that because, like, of course you have After Earth, which like just sucked all the charm out of like
But-
the most
but he-
charming actors in America.
But
right now.
he definitely has gravitas, but I just don't think he has the training to be using it properly.
Maybe.
And that's my thing with Will Smith over his career. Of like, disclaimer and complete disclosure, Will Smith is the reason why I started rapping. Okay, I love the guy. Okay, love the guy. I followed his
Parents
acting.
just don't understand.
Exactly. I followed his. The first time I heard "Summertime" was the exact moment I knew I was gonna rap. Okay,
Nice.
so yeah, I'm not dissing the man at all, but I'm just saying, you know, I went to school, I did my thing, and you know, I see things, and it just seems like Will Smith is he's moving along at a slower pace than maybe he should have for a man of his stature. You know, the kind of productions that he's been involved with. I'm talking acting wise.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about likable personality, already talent you're born with. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about specifically the craft. You know, and it seems like it seems like he plays around with the idea of being a serious actor and then kind of pulls it back and then plays around with it. And I hope he just goes all the way and let's just see what happens.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Hitch was amazing.
I thought,
All right.
in all honesty, I thought that Pursuit of Happiness was amazing.
I thought it was pretty
Pursuit
good.
of Pursuit of
pretty
Happiness.
good
Okay. Granted, that is a good film, and he was great.
Yes.
But substitute him for another African American actor his age. Take your pick, and I know a few who could have done a better job.
Fair enough.
You know, that,
I mean, we also have to thank him for getting his fucking son in Hollywood. So, you know, After Earth is basically, hey, I bought my son a movie.
well, I mean, he did do Karate Kid before that, so
Yeah, I heard Karate Kid was actually good.
it was, and he was in it.
Yeah, but then we had After Earth. which
Although
kinda
I got
ruined all his
beef with the
credibility.
name, you can't call it Karate Kid if he's doing kung fu and it's in China.
Yeah, I know. They make a point of mentioning that movie too.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, why don't they call it
Like-
whatever. Like a brand
and
name
he's
title.
doing like snake technique and shit. Kung fu, bro. Kung fu. Anyway.
And then we got the last trailer. I've already talked about this one before, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. American Sniper. I think this one looks pretty good.
I think so too. It looks very adrenaline pumping type of film.
The guy's story is definitely worth telling. I just can't tell from the images that they showed me whether it's worth sitting down for.
Well, maybe it's directed
Does
by
that
Clint
make sense?
Eastwood.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like,
Okay.
I don't know, I kind of like the fact that it focused on only one scene, though. It kind of gives you a tone where it's going for, at the very
It's
least.
true. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe that's not right for a trailer though. Maybe that's better for like a sneak peek into American Sniper.
Or maybe
I
that's
don't
like
know.
the teaser then. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it was a shorter kind of a tease, maybe. But I just don't get the sense from watching the set of images that they showed me that it's worth sitting down and paying the ticket for.
Fair enough.
You know?
What do you think,
That's
Cody?
all I'm
I think
saying.
it was a really interesting way of doing a trailer because, again, you're not... Obviously, it's focusing on one guy, but you don't get very much about him either. You
Right.
get the
No, you
situation
don't.
in which he is in.
And it's supposed to be a biopic about him.
And you get little flashes back of him and his life, so you know tiny, tiny pieces about him. But all in all, it's him in this situation making a choice. So that movie could go, other than the fact the title says American Sniper, meaning it's about him, that it could go about the war, about the choices that you make, about him not being this one particular sniper that was so important to history, but just a bunch of guys in a war that they don't understand. I mean, it could go the standard war route. So I agree. I don't necessarily know if that trailer sold me at all on the movie, as if I would go and sit down in a theater, pay $10, $11 to watch it without having some more information to let me know.
And also, yeah, there's really no excuse for the lack of info in the trailer because this guy just released a book and he just died recently. You know what I mean? So, like, within a few months of releasing his bio book, he was found dead, and there's some
Wow.
controversy surrounding that.
That
but
does
that's
sound-
pretty fresh.
that does
That's like
sound,
within the
uh,
last couple of years
A bit
that happened.
coincidental, the timing
really
on that.
does.
Conspiracy.
It's only
Proof.
conspiracy if you get caught.
Illuminati.
Triangles?
Yes, triangles.
It's
Illuminati, it's
remember,
proof.
only conspiracy if you get caught. Other than that,
Oh, yeah.
everything's perfectly normal. Right?
So is that what happened with the niece? Because it's never brought up again.
See, not caught. He never said it, right?
And Glenn was drunk, so...
Right? See,
Huh?
it didn't happen. There it is.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Okay.
On that note,
There, I can see it now. The judge exposed. There are some things that are worse than murder.
the judge too.
Judge 2, extended cut of the first.
like incest and all bodily fluids except sweat and snot.
I'm pretty sure sweat and snot were in that movie, but they just didn't make an emphasis on it.
Probably, yeah. I got nothing on that.
That many lights on you on the set.
Yeah.
There's probably some sweat, some snot somewhere.
So all bodily fluids are featured in the judge.
I think we're gonna close on that. So,
Sure, let's close on that.
The advertising campaign of their dreams, I'm sure.
so we'll be back tomorrow. Cody, you and I are doing Dracula, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna be back here tomorrow for Dracula.
So watch this one on demand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
this one on demand.
Even
Get
then, like,
some
if, wait for
popcorn.
a pop on Netflix. You know it's going to.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, on demand. I mean, if you got it free and it's on your cable at home, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it's kind of just an okay recommended. Like, if it's available, go watch it. You could do worse, but yeah. So we got Dracula tomorrow. Next week, I really want to see if Birdman's playing anywhere. And then we said we're gonna try to track down what we call Dear White People.
Yeah,
See if we
Dear
can
White
find it.
People. Yeah, that'll be a very special one.
And then we got Patrick and I need to go check out Alexander and the whatever the fuck that movie's name is.
The terrible, horrible,
or
no
something-
good, very bad day. Weren't you
something-
ever
something-
a child?
I don't remember that many adjectives.
It's after a children's book. It's
It
like one of the
is.
most famous children's
God
book
damn
ever.
it, man, I'm a scientist, not a
But-
children.
Actually, it came out when I was a
But
kid, so.
the title is so gosh damn long.
Gosh damn long.
But that's the point. That's the point. It's about a kid who's over exaggerating how bad his day is, right? So it's terrible, horrible, no good.
I just know it's like, it's a really long name. I don't want to memorize it. So I'm just calling Alexander Day.
There you go.
Alexander and the Steve Carell day.
There you go. So we got Dear White People, Alexander, whatever, Birdman, Fury, and The Book of Life. You'll definitely be checking out Fury and The Book of Life for sure. So, yeah, that's what we got for next week. See you all later.